Man.
Well, I don't know where to drive this conversation or start it.
Mm. Yeah, what we need to pick something to focus on. I think discussing the entire picture is too vague. Like, are you talking about for the purpose of the call? Fuse?
I mean, for a topic, I mean, it's funny because I've been doing some self work lately, and one of my topics I've been working on is not reacting while emotional, because you can't make clear decisions while you're emotional, and I feel like that's actually could be a topic we talk about now, because that actually normally I'd be all over the socials spewing forth all kinds of stuff. That's just my MO normally, but because I've been working on that, I haven't, you know.
Have you guys read the book, I Used to Be a Miserable Fuck?
No.
No, it's by John Kim. He's based out of California, but a lot of his thing was learn how to respond, not react.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was what I was kind of touching base with you, Foos, is like not reacting to everything that's going on, let it settle in, and then figure out a good way to respond to it. So if we react, we make, so I try to live by that regardless.
Well, I think we've already started a discussion, so we can just run with it. I guess, how would you differentiate the two for anyone watching? In the heat of things, because it's hard to ignore that everyone was charged this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone. And so it's easy to see how people will make emotional decisions. Without getting into, how to make the decision, how do you remove yourself from it? How do you realize you're making an emotional decision, back it up, and respond, as TJ said?
I think the first step is just to be aware of it, right? Like, you got to acknowledge that I'm about to make an emotional decision. Or if I still owned a gym, my course of action would have been like, hey, some stuff was just said on social media that I don't necessarily agree with, but I need some time to process what's going on.
I've seen a few of those posts, and I appreciated that.
Yeah.
They were in the minority
Mm-hmm.
this weekend, because everything that you've seen was, I'm against this, I'm against that. No one was willing to say, hey, I recognize this happened. I need some time, or we as a company or a business need some time to sort out our thoughts and get more information.
There were some actually pretty good affiliate owners that did do that towards the end of the weekend. One that comes to mind in particular is CrossFit Press Kit. They basically said that exact same thing, where they said, hey, listen, we recognize that we stand here in a leadership role. We don't have all the puzzle pieces yet. We would like to know more before we say anything and digest. And, that was great.
Well, what I think people might gloss over is, yes, it is a big issue, but that's also the reason why you need to take some time, because it's a big issue, right? You don't make any other decision quickly.
Yeah.
How would you make a quick decision on this?
I mean,
in a few hours, and not to knock anyone's decision-making process, but generally you'll come out with a lot more clarity if you can sit back for a little while and have discussions, really thought out discussions.
Yep. I mean, what we're talking about here is like, frame in the context of a relationship or a marriage. It's like somebody saying the wrong thing at the wrong time in an argument. And the other person said, we're fucking divorced, and going to the courthouse and filing a divorce in the same hour, right? Like, that just seems ridiculous in that frame of context. And I know emotions are charged, and we're in a volatile state of the world right now. But, if you have a shotgun wedding or a shotgun divorce, probably you're regretting it at some point, right? Like, you made the bad decision too quick.
But Dan, couldn't that be like the thing that broke the camel's back? Like, they are reacting this way, but it's been a long process that they were going to drop or divorce anyway.
It could be.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying, and it's kind of hard to argue that.
It can be, but at the same time, you still probably need like 2 or 3 days to start thinking through, like, how do you want to do this? Do you, how are the bank accounts entangled? You know what I mean? Like, you don't just do it, right? It's like, I've made up my mind, probably.
You understand your exit.
Yes, exactly. Not just like changing your website that hour, right?
Yeah. I mean, it comes back down to just giving yourself some time to understand what your values are, and how your decisions align with that.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Everyone right now is really passionate about a lot of things. And
Yeah.
honestly, everyone's really quick to be outraged about stuff too. But it's like now is especially the time to pause before you make big decisions and think them through a little bit.
Well, I know there's a lot more that we can discuss and unpack, and I think we still need time to do that individually and even as a company to really understand what's important to us. So maybe we leave the discussion there for today. The big takeaway is what TJ and Dan alluded to was respond, don't react. And right now we don't have any answers other than that's what we are trying to do.
Hey, TJ, was there anything that you remember from that book that was like top 3 things to do when you're emotionally charged to de-escalate, or top 5 step to like respond rather than react?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I know it's basically when we react, like we're using our emotions to try to come up with an answer real quick. And I know, the thought process was just to step back and allow yourself to essentially calm down before we respond, right? I think we could all take that away. We're like, let's take a step back. Let's feel out the situation. And then when we come back, we'll respond to it, as opposed to just like, let's just make this divorce happen right now.
Yeah. Again, cool. I think the easiest way to do it is just, you have to recognize it. Like you have to tell yourself or somebody else, like, I am about to act emotionally. I'm going to take a step back for a minute. Right. That's the easiest way to stop it. I will say this too, before we jump off, like in the terms of responding versus reacting right now, our entire world needs leadership, right? All the way down to your gym's members need leadership to guide them. And reacting is not the best leadership. It will always prove to be not the best leadership. So take your time, think through what you're going to do, and just focus on being a good leader for your members right now. They need you.
I told that to all my classes today. I'm like, you got to understand, like, we're going to continue to do what we've always done. And that's create this awesome community that you come here, you have a great hour of your day. Like nothing changes just because people say things. That doesn't change the inside of this culture.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And, with this, I think we're only going to move forward if we can have conversations and dialogue. So if any of you guys are watching, need to bounce ideas off or talk things through, I can speak for myself. Just message us somewhere. We don't have to have these conversations in the public forum, and I'd rather we don't, so we can honestly have real constructive conversations towards moving forward somehow. Don't know what that looks like yet, but first step is to just reach out and talk to other people. Don't comment in threads and make your decisions based on that. That's you're not going to win. You're not going to come to any real actionable decisions through that venue. So I invite everyone to just reach out. It doesn't have to be us. Reach out to other people. Call somebody and have a conversation with them.
Yep.
Hey, actions speak louder than words. I think in this time right now, you got to be a great leader.
Yep. All right, guys. Let's take the day. Let's process. I know internally we'll keep having our conversations. All I can say is, let's keep the dialogue moving forward. And we'll be here on Good Stuff Daily talking through this. None of us have this figured out. So we are sorting it out and unpacking this as best we can, but we're doing it right there with you guys. So on that note, guys, we will see you guys and talk to you guys tomorrow.
Onward and upward. Let's go.
Yep. All right.